Very good morning, and today is first day probably without zero DT. I think that is definitely interesting. So today I'm only trading Nifty, not touching any other indices right now. It doesn't make any sense to do. Meanwhile, Sensex is there, but I do not want to really touch Sensex for today. But I will quickly take you through. I did some analysis yesterday on what are the trades that I need to take, and also I have changed my bit of a strategy a little bit. I'll explain little later in the day. When people join, I will definitely go through what kind of strategy that I have. I think for now, I'll wait for some more time. And as of now, the trades that I took were very minimal. And in fact, most of the trades were overnight. I have exited some trades and added some. But as I said, I will quickly explain the strategy around definitely how to deal with the position. And obviously, this is a data driven. I did write some Python program yesterday to really look at the probability and other things. I will explain when we have a sufficient number of people. I think that's the thing. So right now, let me also quickly share my screen. So ideally, I would think because there are no zero DT, people who wanted to manipulate, mostly they will only do Nifty. But I think I'll probably have a look at standard deviation down the line. But right now, I'm thinking Nifty is the only index perhaps will be manipulated, because Bank Nifty also weekly expiry is gone, right? So let's probably share this. So these are all my overnight trades anyway. I'm not going to use this one trade flow very actively while I still have it open. I will also, as I said, I have changed my strategy a little bit. I personally do not believe in backtesting, etc. I'll have to do it in the live market. The reason is backtesting, it doesn't really take the emotions into considerations, right? So I will explain the plan that I have in mind. Obviously, if you have different ideas, you can always share. But right now, 5th December. Uh, on the short term, I'm still, I will say bearish. Bearish in the sense, obviously, I sold 24,500 CE. Ideally, I should have not done the PE here. But again, the reason I am holding the PE, this was an overnight trade. I did not want to really exit. I did exit, but then again I took it back. So and then the December thing, this is going to be a little interesting, right? So December, I had a buy position, but then in the morning, because I wanted to really rework on a different strategy altogether, I have exited this and then got into 23,000 PE, which I think gave some money, 1,83,000. 1.83 lakhs, I think. And then I have moved to 23,100. But then my original plan was to do 23,300 PE and then stay there. And then this is also not in my strategy, but then because this was overnight position, I did not want to really close it for now, just to save on the brokerage and other things. So I think that's the thing. So December end, this is predominantly flat kind of move, right? Even let's say if the market goes beyond 25,500, I will not lose money, but then I think this is going to give some money. Yeah, so this one, 5th December, my original plan was to do C only, but then as I said, I had a PE position opened yesterday night, so not yesterday, Friday night. I thought I will keep it open for now, and that's what it is. Probably I'll quickly explain the rationale of this trade so that you will be able to really understand the thinking process that I have at this point of time. So overall, long term, I'll not say bullish, but then I'm not expecting Nifty to go below 23,300. That's the thinking. And short term, I'm going to be definitely bearish. The reason is 24,500. Again, I think we had this GDP data and then few other things are happening, right? So December 6th is the RBI announcement, but until such a time, I think I should be all right. Eventually, as I said, I will get rid of this, and then I will also share you some code that I wrote, and then obviously not the code, but then the analysis that I did, which would be helpful for you to really understand the rationale for this trade. As I said, these are all, we still have plenty of time, so do not get worried by losses, and then there are the carry forward positions from the over the weekend. So that's absolutely all right for now. Let me quickly take you through a few things. Okay, let me take some questions here. Good morning. Trade with Vishwanath. Thank you, Vishwanath. All right, so okay, let me share something. I need to run a program. Just give me a few seconds. Right, what is happening? Okay, my program as of now not working. Let me just check. All right. Okay, this is fine. So this would be a little bit mathematical intensive, but bear with me. Are you able to see my screen now? All right, I think you are able to see. Okay, let me do one thing. I need to keep an eye on my positions. All right, so this is a Python program. I said this is going to be little maths intensive, but I'm sure you will be able to understand. I'll try to make it a little simple. Okay, let's talk about this. Is basically Nifty data analysis for weekly expiry, and then on the screen, what you see is there is a start date and there is an end date, and then there is a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'll explain what does this mean, and then anyway, this is open price, high, low, and then close, and this is the percentile, and then you have the two things here, bullish and bearish. So right now I'm only interested in this one. I'll also tell you why. Today is Monday, but then let me go to Thursday for now. So what it does is, I think it's running. Let's wait for some time. All right. So what it does is it actually does an analysis from 2021 January till today. I mean, obviously you can change the dates if you wish to. And then this actually takes the price from Friday to Friday to Thursday close. So generally, if you go to any of the indicators, right, you will get the weekly data, but that weekly data usually starts on I think Monday and then ends on Friday, if I remember correctly. But then this actually gives the expiry to expiry. That's the thing. So right now, this analysis is for the Thursday, which is for the December 5th. So what happened from 2021 to 2024, which is obviously today, there were 114 plus 81, whatever that number. So those many expiries that happened, weekly expiries. And out of those, 114 became bullish, and then obviously when I say bullish, they ended in the green, and then the bearish is they ended up in the red. So that's the calculation. So now this is anyway data for reference. So right now, as I said, on the Nifty side, I'm actually selling the call options. So this is what it says is, Okay, this is a percentile. Percentile is a concept where you would actually understand how many times, let's say if you have 100 occurrences, right? How many times it is actually expiring in those that percentage. So that's the number here. Second. Is it clear so far? I know I'm not a great teacher to explain, but still I'm trying. Maths are difficult subject. All right, let's start with 80th percentile rather. I'm thinking data could be a little bit 24th. They got this one Thursday. Anyway, for now, let's go with this data because I did check some things, but that's all right. Okay, all right. So what it says, right? So eighty percentile. It's a program is running. That's the reason it is actually hanging. I will cross check this data once again. This 80 percentile 0.81 seems to be a bit low to me, but I'll check it again. But for now, just go with this data. And I yesterday night when I did, I could really understand a bit more. But anyway, let me look at Monday. What is happening on Monday? 0.81. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's go with Thursday. So what does this give, right? So here again, let me go back to the first one, which is I'm starting from 2022 to 2024, which is obviously today. There were 83 plus 63, which is 146 expiries between these two dates, and then you got to see what is happening. And also this actually, as I said earlier, this actually takes the Friday open and then the Thursday close, so which is obviously Nifty expiry. So what it says is for the bullish intraday move, 80th percentile is basically what it says is there is 81%. Sorry, there is 80% probability. I think this 80, 81 might confuse. Let me move this to 90%. Or this is 90 percentile. So this is a pure play mathematical model. There is nothing else that you need to know. A probability model rather. Okay, all right. So what it says is there is a 90% probability that Nifty, when the market is bullish, I'm only interested in the bullish. The reason is I'm only selling the call option, nothing else, right? So Nifty, in fact, would actually do a 1% move from Friday open to Thursday close. And this is a 90% probability. And then it says 97%, but let's take it as 1%. Now, taking that into consideration, let's Nifty right now trading at about 24129, right? So 24129, if we add 1%, that would be 24129 plus 240, which is how much is it? Let's do a calculation. 24129 plus 241. So this is basically 24370. I in fact went with almost like more than 1.5%, I think, right? So what I did here is let's go to the trades that I took, right? So ideally tomorrow, in fact, I'm going to close this probably today. Probably not this expiry, next expiry I will do that. So ideally, I should not have these positions here. As I said, because these are all the overnight positions I have to carry. I will be left with only two positions. And then this also I will not have. I think, let me get rid of everything. So, okay. On the December expiry, which is 26, I'm going to just do P, which is obviously I sold quite a bit of positions. In fact, if you joined a bit late, I started with 23,000 PE and then have exited that with 1.83 lakhs profit, and then I moved to 23,100 P. And then as of now, I'm going to really stay with only these two positions, and then let's look at what is the uh, payoff, because it's this kind of a calendar. Well, not a calendar spread, but because there are two different expiries, right? It doesn't really show it properly. But however, let's split this into two parts. So right now, the immediate leg is I'm more interested on this one, which is CE. CE, as I said, there is a 90% probability that Nifty would close below 24,300. I think that's the number, right? 24,370. There is 90% probability that it's going to close there. Right now, this is actually showing about 84%. That's all right. So, and then I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to do any PE positions for this expiry. The reason is, in case, let's say Thursday, if there is absolutely a good fall, I'm not going to lose money on the PE side. Obviously, I'll make some money on the CE side. That's the plan. Now we might also argue saying that, okay, what happens if the Nifty actually goes up, right? So that's where this would act like a protection. But in isolation, let's look at this also, right? So this is December expiry. I did 648 lots, and then I'm going to hold this. And this is basically, again, this is also probability model. As I saw yesterday, the Nifty generally going below 3%, right? This is 3%, actually. This is 3%, is only 10% probability. So again, if I reiterate the statement, there is 90% probability that Nifty would actually expire about 23,400 at this point of time. There is a 90% probability. So now I'm actually in the two trades. On the PE side, 90% probability, and the CE side about 90% probability. And then the weekly, I'm not going to do any PE, and then I will actually hold this. And then the monthly, I will just stay on the PE. I'm not going to do anything. Now, I think the only thing that I need to be very careful is, in case if there is a absolutely black swan events, right? So let's say there is some nuclear attack or some war or whatever, that I can't do much. I'll have to probably exit with some losses. But then, because there is a protection both the sides, I think I'll not get into unlimited losses, but I'll be able to really contain. So that's the strategy. I'm not sure if this is clear, but this is something that I want to stay on for this month. Right now, anyway, this is basically this is for the December 5th expiry, right? So I will either close these positions on Wednesday or Thursday morning, and then maybe the day, if the market is favorable, I might do some day trading because it's an expiry. But otherwise, I will actually probably get on to the next expiry, which is I believe 12th December, I think. I think that's all I would do right now. There is nothing else. I mean, right now I'm feeling very peaceful, to be honest. There is no day trade. I think that's definitely good news. All right, so let's take some questions. Intraday buy options. I actually did not check, but let me look at what is happening in the market. This is Nifty, right? So let's go to Nifty. So, all right, I think so generally, if you go with this model, right, what it says is, if this, let's say this candle is above these lines, and then the 3 minutes candle starts above this, you will be able to really do a buy a call option. I mean, that is probably one trade. I mean, obviously, I can't suggest the trades for you, but then this obviously is a buy signal, which is about 24,129, and then your exit got to be somewhere below a stop loss rather. Once, if you take a position here, but right now this is gone up quite a bit, right? So let's keep an eye on this. As I said, I can't give any recommendations to buy or sell, but then this is definitely gives that little bit of an information. So I think the simple philosophy here is this got to be above this particular all the four lines, which is in this case the answer is yes. and then the 3 minutes candle is also above this, right? So somebody must have taken some position here, which they would have probably got about 20-30 points, and for them, if they take a position here, the stop loss got to be here, which is let's say 24,126. About 10 points is the about 10 or 20 points is the stop loss. But right now, this is a bit late, so we'll have to wait for one more opportunity. So Ram, I think the reality is the GDP data, right? It's, I mean, other than you and then we probably will not know the real numbers, but then industry would know. Pretty much everybody knows the data. The reason is GDP data is derived by the, for example, auto sales, and then the let's say what is happening in the industrial output, and then how many people are buying and how many are selling. Pretty much, I think if somebody really looks at the data, they'll be able to really interpret. My view, right? Most of the times, people who are the FIAs and DAs, they know the GDP data in advance. So that's the reason, especially in India, some of these things which are publicly known, it may not be very surprise element. But however, let's say RBI rate cut, right? That nobody knows what would happen that day. People will have some views and opinions, because that is more of a decision. That's not depends on the data that we have. So um, that's the reason I think GDP, whether it goes up or not, I don't think it will have a much of an impact, my view. All right, I think that's the thing. So let me look at Anandi, from where you got that. I think probably we're referring to this data. I think this data is actually comes from the Yahoo Finance, and this is a real data, right? So you can actually change this data, and in fact, let's say you can also get from, let's say, 2021, and then you can play around with this data. So it will actually give you pretty much the percentile data very easily. But I'll check this data. I'm suspecting this probably may not be 100% accurate. I'll check it once and then reconfirm. So because if I do 100%, right, it's actually showing very less movement, which it only shows that the highest it went like 1.3, 1.56, which I think is not right. But I'll cross check this data once. But right now, anyway, my trade is based on this particular data. And this comes from Yahoo Finance, and then this is a Python program running backend, and then this is called Streamlit, in case if you are familiar. But anyway, I try to, and also I did this for monthly expiry also. I will show in a moment. But before that, let me take a few questions and then answer some of these things. So I think probably we're referring to this indicator, I believe, this indicator. So this indicator, there are only, let's say, get rid of Camarilla pivot points, right? So this is basically linear weighted moving average. And then this got the HCl3, and then the 10, and then 10 is a period. And then you also have the Bollinger Bands, and the Bollinger Bands also length is 5, and then SMA, and then the source is this one, which is linear weighted moving average, and then standard deviation is 0.5, and then the offset is 0. Those are all the settings. This is not my own strategy, to be honest, and I did read in Money Control. I felt this is meaningful. When I looked at some bit of a manual backtesting, I felt this is good. So, and then this actually goes with the 30 minutes and 3 minutes. 3 minutes also same numbers. There is nothing. The strategy here is in order for you to take an entry, this got to be either up or down, right? So this is above all these lines, and then when this is above all these lines, and then obviously this candle, whenever a fresh candle starts, this also has to start from here. And then your stop loss got to be the lowest point of this one, so that you not lose massive money. All right, I think that's the strategy there. So there is my view today being a non-expiry day. I think the markets are going to be a bit. Markets are going to have some bit of a lull period, I think the only manipulation that people can do is on the Nifty for today. I would think the other indices are pretty much kind of subdued for today. The exit strategy for this is, I was also thinking today, the exit strategy. So as I said, for example, 5th December, right? I'm not going to put any stop losses on the premium per se, but however, if let's say if Nifty goes to 23,350, I think that's the number. That's where I would actually act on it. But otherwise, obviously, by the time I will have some losses. But the reason I do not want to act immediately is, I mean, the very purpose of not having daily expiries is to not to overtrade, right? So I do not want to really get on to overtrade and end up losing money, right? So right now, so for example, if it goes to 24,450, right? So obviously there would be some decay here, but then I will also gain some money on the PE, and I'll also definitely gain some money on the this PE side, which definitely would happen. And then I would actually, because I'm only operating on the CE side, right? So eventually I will exit this PE, and then this I will probably move to 24,600 or whatever. I will not get into massive losses, but I will also not gain money. That's all right. I think as far as you do not get into losses, that's absolutely good for trading anyway. I'm not sure if VIX is actually bumping up. Let's look at VIX. Yeah, VIX is up by 1.59. That's the reason you got to see some bit of a losses on the sell positions, and I do not have any buy positions, right, except the hedges. So that's the reason you got to see some losses here, but that's absolutely all right. Because today there is no expiry, right? We can't expect too much of a movement, and I think we'll probably stay on this. And so these are all the price action trends that I drew today morning, and as of today, it actually shows this range. This is basically uh, 30 minutes chart, and then this is also that 30 minutes chart anyway bottom. So I think these are all the ranges that I see for today. Let's see if any of these things break, we can actually expect some bit of a price action either up or down. But right now I'm being a seller, I'm okay as far as this is being in this range. I'm absolutely all right. And coming back to HDF, sorry, these pretty much, I think we have top 10. HDFC is down, and then the Reliance is up, and then the ICICI is up, Infi is up, LNT is down, and I think that's all. That's it's basically, I would say, 50-50. So which is kind of that's what which makes the market little flat. All right. So I mean, if you want to really look at any buying opportunities, if you're doing a buying, I think you can look at this chart and then see. But as I said, I can't say that now go and then buy. So you'll have to look at the chart and then take a call. So, but if in case if I'm buying something, I'll let you know. But generally, I do not buy, so it wouldn't be applicable. Any of your trading today? If in case if you're trading, happy to hear your positions. Let's look at what is happening on the. Any questions on this model? This I know this is a little bit tricky, but it's useful. All right, let's look at open interest once and then see what is happening with the open interest. Okay, so this is obviously looks like a very good support, but then we can never trust these things, right? So last Thursday, I mean, everything got broken. This was a great support last Thursday, but it got broken. So, but for now, it is basically building up. Let's look at 5 minutes chart. So it's definitely building up, and then PSR is 1.0, which is slightly bullish actually, not bearish. And however, you got pretty much uh, 2-3 obstacles here, right? So 1, 2, 3, which is this is also close to 80 lakhs, and this is 75 lakhs, and then this is obviously 1 crore. So, and I think at the ATM looks like bullish for now, but let's see, anything can happen, right? So, but I'm also interested on this one. I know it's too late. Sorry, it's too far, but let's look at what is happening in the 12th. 12th is also kind of 24,000 seems to be a bit unbreakable. I know it's only 10 lakhs, but then let's wait for tomorrow. Sorry, until Thursday to see if there are going to be some things are going to be built up there. And then 19th December, again 23,500 seems to be a very good support. Here, December 26th is definitely 24,000 is a massive support. And also with close to 55 lakhs, I'm somewhere here, 24,100. And my original plan was to get out of 23,300, which is the last month's low. And also that goes with my probability thing as well. But let's see. And yeah, PSR anyway, it's pretty much 1.0. And I think if you combine everything, let's see what happens. If you combine everything, 24,000 again seems to be a massive support. And my only thing is the reason I took this position is Friday, what happened, right? So Friday. So Friday it started at about, let's look at 1 day chart, right? 1 day. Friday it started about to 23,932, and then that is because we had this massive fall on that day, right? And it definitely picked up quite a bit. And right now, my view, this 24,345, which is the top of in the recent days, that would act like a support. This is basically the Maharashtra election results spike, and then there is 24,350, and also it goes with my probability model. 1% is the thing that I'm looking at from the. In fact, I have 1% I'm looking from the Friday open, but right now we're if I do this right, so it is basically becomes 2.5% movement, because there is a massive move on Friday. I'm not expecting one more move, but I might be wrong. But that's the thinking at this point of time. Let's look at if there are any new opportunities that are coming up. Okay, let's take some questions. Very good morning, Lalit. Yeah, because today doing an intraday, my view doesn't make sense, right? So you'll probably get some little money here and there, but I do not want to really get some 10,000, 20,000 and then leave. That's not my. If I mean the reason is if I come to market, either I should lose 2 lakhs or gain 2 lakhs, 10,000, 15,000. It doesn't make sense. All right. So, sir, change in yeah, I think you were right, Ram. So the thing is, while it looks bullish, right? But the challenge is there are no official triggers for the market to move up, because GDP obviously, while we know or we do not know, but the GDP came negative, and then the next immediate trigger is only December 6th, I think. December, yeah, 6th, that RBI thing. But until such a time, until unless there is some good news comes from government, we can't do much. So right now this is actually going down, but then we can't take this trade. The reason is the 30 minutes candle is still up. So we can't take this trade for now. We'll have to wait for this to really cross over this. This could be a false move as well, or could be real move. I do not know, but we can't take the trade. Okay, all right. So actually, I wrote one program for monthly also. Let me see if I can see. I'll see if I can run that. Any of you are good with Python? This is a monthly analysis, not the weekly one. Let's look at it. I did not test this, to be honest, so I just did coding yesterday night, but I left it there. So this, what does this give is, probably I'll download this in Excel sheet. What does this give is, let's put it as 80%, but it doesn't give any value here, right? So 0.064. Here I'm interested in the bearish. So I'm getting rid of the COVID data mostly. Okay, I need to test this anyway, but for now, what I'll do is I will download this Excel, this file actually. Oh, it is only sharing the publish. Okay. Let I'll need to test this again. I'll check it later tonight, but I do not want to give the wrong data. There seems to be some problem. It's absolute number. Okay, I'll check this. Okay, let's come back to the. I think one good thing is there is no need to monitor the trades today. That's definitely good news. The reason, right? So now let's say if the market falls, so what would happen is this CE will gain some money, and then I'm going to lose on the reason I am not much worried. So I'm going to lose money on the PE, but then the PE is, my view, fairly safe with almost like 1,100 points down. And obviously Nifty is down right now, right? So I feel it can't go beyond below this. And also I see a lot of resistance. And now let's say market moves up. What would happen is I'm going to definitely get a hit on the CE here. But then because I have P here, I think I'm covered. So that's the reason I'm not even monitoring actively today. So these are all the overnight trades. So that's the reason you got to see some losses. And also I did only one mistake today. I have exited the buy CE little early. That's the only thing that I did wrong, but that's all right. Okay, let's look at, right. So yeah, that's the reason I said that this is not a good way. This is not a good indicator to really take the call, right? So there was definitely a massive recovery after that. So we'll have to wait for, maybe I'll take one buy trade today, little bit money, and then let's see what's going to happen. For now, there is no trade here. So until unless this actually crosses above, which is, let's put a alert here. This is 146. Ravinder, I have explained, but I will do that in a moment. Let me just check if there is a trade in the buy side today. Okay, interestingly, the synthetic future is actually showing 24,172 versus spot price is 24,141, which actually shows some bit of a bullishness. That's definitely good news. All right, let me share my. I think trade flow. I'm not doing any active thing today because it's got plenty of time to respond. Let me answer Ravinder's Isam Pelli Ravinder. Okay, let me answer Ravinder's question once. So I'm not doing day trading today. As I explained earlier, right? So ideally, I will have only 4 positions. This one, this one, this one, this one. I will in fact add some more here, but this is not balanced, right? So let's look at this is the trade that I will have for this month. So now this is actually got into two things, right? One CE, one PE. So CE side, this is this monthly expiry. It's at this weekly expiry, which is December 5th, and I'm going to stay at 24,500 CE, and then I also have a hedge 25,000. This is basically for the margin. It's not going to really save me from the losses. In case if there is a loss, it says 68 lakhs loss. Obviously, I'll not get into that much loss. So the reason I took is I explained the probability model earlier, right? So from Friday opening, the probability of Nifty going by, let's say, 600 points is very low. So that's the reason. Friday opening was about 24,900, sorry, 23,900, I think. So from there, 600 points is very low. I think that is one reason that I took 24,500. And also, if you go to open interest, 24,500 seems to be definitely a good resistance. One more important thing is you have a lot of massive positions written here, massive put positions rather. So beyond that, you do not have too many put, and then there is one more here in case if market goes substantially higher. So I think I should get it out. This is my bad. All right. So now let's read this, right? So the significant put position was written here. After this, you do not have too many puts written here, right? So ideally, it should stop here. It will not go beyond this. That is one reason that I took position. And I will stay on this, and I will only exit this 24,500, and I'm going to stay CU only for this month. When Nifty breaches 24,350, until such a time, I'll not really exit. Right now, we still got another 150 points to really move there. So that's the reason. And then the second one is I have this also, right? So on the PE side, I will only have this in a from probably tomorrow day after. I'm going to close some of the PE positions, CE positions. I'll only have this, and then this actually shows about 6 lakhs profit, I think, and the probability of, again, you definitely can't see any puts being written beyond this, negligible puts written, right? And then they also have massive support at 24,000 at this point of time. So I will only have monthly PE short, and then the weekly CE short. I think that's the strategy for now. Let's see. I usually do not do an naked buy, Rahul. I always have a combination of sell and then the buy, because buying does require a different skill set altogether, which I believe I do not have. You need to be really quick to take those decisions, right? So that's the only reason. For instance, let's say you can always, for example, if you're very clear in the direction, right? So you can always do, let's say this is Bank Nifty, right? So you can always do a buy call here, which is, ideally would not do the, um, let's do buy call, maybe 51,000. This is December expiry, right? So, and then I will generally top up with the sell call, so that it will become like a covered call, right? Technically, even if you do this, this is still okay. I mean, you will actually lose money once it goes below 51,700, but this is a spread anyway. No rocket science, and the only thing is the risk reward is not so favorable, so you may want to really change that and then come bit closer also. This is also not good. This is also not good. Yeah, I think this is a good risk reward, but then the thing is, Bank Nifty has to be moving up quite a bit, and you need to have a good amount of sense of direction. So, all right, so let's get rid of this. Okay, so what is happening with the Nifty? So as I said, right now, I'm absolutely not worried. Wherever Nifty goes, I'm okay. That's fine. There is nothing to monitor, because I do have a compensating positions on the P and then C. That's the reason I'm not even worried what is happening. Let's take some questions there. So I did explain the trade, Raghav. I can probably do that again. Is there any zero decay in past hours? Is there any decay in Nifty past hours? Let's look at how will intraday traders. Thank you, Be Crazy. So let's look at probably I did not log into even Insta options today. Let's look at Nifty. Is there a decay today? I think that was the question, right? So let's put strangle 1,500 and then the 23,000, 24,000. So Nifty, what is the Nifty status right now? Nifty, technically it's 0.05, which is 11 points up, right? So the answer is there is no decay. So it started at about 130, this combination, right? And then it pretty much stayed there. I think that would answer the question. So there is no decay at all. Let's look at a few other combinations and then see if, let's say, if you go to OTM, if there is any decay. Yeah, there is no decay at all, which is interesting. Let's go to for OTM and then see if there is a decay. These are anyway meaningless, but still we will do, let's say 24,800. And then this also 23,700. I think there is no decay at all. So at least this should cross this line, which is 33. Let's stay on our own positions. 24,500 and then the 23,000. Use this one. I think my view, I mean, technically this went here and then came down, but then from opening to now, there is no decay. I think if somebody has entered this at 921, they would have made some money. that money is 152 minus 132, about few points there. But right now it doesn't look very attractive actually. So there is no decay at all. So I'm actually thinking VIX is also adding some bit of a. Let me just check what is happening with the VIX. All right, so VIX is definitely 1.6% up. That is also causing some bit of a tension in the prices. So Rahul Jain. So I use TradeFlow, Rahul. I think I had shown in last couple of sessions. Maybe I can show you again if you wish to. So this is what I used to place the orders. Anyway, this is December expiry. We still have plenty of time to play around. Nothing to worry for now. So for this month, I will be using the probability model for sure, and then see how it works, right? So, and then if it makes some money, I will continue. If it doesn't make money, I will probably not do that down the line. But right now, I think that's the planning that I have. All right. So what is happening? So there is actually not much of a movement. So my um, this one for me, it's basically 147 and then 36. All right, let's wait on this and then see. So I think, yeah, somebody called out nicely. So there is absolutely no decay. In fact, it is actually going up, which is good for buyers, not for sellers. And this is also probably the reason is the VIX is actually moving up, right? So VIX started moving up. Let me just check. VIX started moving up. What time? It actually went up at the opening itself. It started at 15, and then sorry, it started at about 14 and went to 15.07. Right now it's about 14.61. Okay, that's interesting. And I think that's basically the lot of buyers coming to the market. That's what I could guess. And they would play around. I think my view, this is a, where is this show? Okay. My view, I think this is a bit of a place that we need to watch out. And in case if it goes up, then we need to, I mean, ideally today I would not exit. The reason is I also have the underlying PE. I'm okay to take that risk for now. And my only exit criteria for today is in case if Nifty goes to 24,350, I would exit the C with loss and then move on to some higher position. So I think this is also a good indicator now. So at least today being the first day without zero DT, right? So we can actually get some good sense of how the premiums are getting spiked up, right? So my view, this is a good indicator. Today is a good indicator, and we'll see how the day would go. When the dip is going to happen, we do not know. So there is a massive spike here on the premiums, and then right now it is kind of settling down. Okay. So Nifty technically did not move anywhere, right? So it's it's stayed wherever it opened, 24,000. 130, and then in case if you're interested, the synthetic future is 24,157. Let's look at Nifty chart also in case. Yeah, this is okay. This is interesting. So right now we can't take this trade. The only reason is this is still up, right? So we need to wait for this to really go below those lines. But I might probably take one buy trade today. Maybe I'm thinking let's look at Bank Nifty in case if there are any trades. Yeah, Bank Nifty, this would have been a trade, but anyway, it's late. So this would have been a trade here because this is below. Okay, let's stay on Nifty for now then. So today what happened? It went down, went up, again took a support. I think if you go to 55 minutes, it will tell you the story. Okay, it's kind of not giving any clear direction, my view. All right, so there is nothing happening in the market, and that's my trades also did not do any action, so pretty much stayed there. So for today, I don't think I'm going to make any adjustments, and in case if you join a bit late in the day, uh, these are all the trades that I have for now. I think I'll get rid of some of the profits that I got. So this is this month end, right? So eventually I think if I probably let me stay on the December 5th, right? So December 5th, as of now, I've exited only 2 trades. I think this is a mistake trade. I wanted to buy 23,800. I did bought 24,800 by mistake. So I have to exit that. All right. So this is where it is as of now. So if everything goes well, this gives bottom, it's minus 1.3%, top is around 1.7%. And as I said, the CE I'm going to exit when Nifty reaches about 23,350. I think that's the plan for now. Yeah, and yeah, I think I was telling earlier, I eventually will have only 4 trades, mostly by Wednesday. I think I'll close the remaining. That's what the plan for now. So I think I'll have only these 4 trades. That's nothing else. So one is obviously PE, and then the other one is CE. CE is weekly, and then the PE is monthly. That's the trade. I think this 1 second. Where is the India VIX is basically a derivative of the option prices, Harshad. So generally, that actually shows that when there is a lot of volatility, right, the premiums would go up. India VIX is derived from the option prices, not the other way. Obviously, there is an IV factor, right? So IV factor is which is internal volatility, implied volatility that would decide the option prices, and the option prices would actually give the India VIX. India VIX is a derivative itself from the option prices. So you can actually look at let's say India VIX, right? So it actually shows 1.32%. I mean, it actually shows that let's say here premiums are going up somewhere here. which was when was this date? And this was 4/6. This is election time, I think, election results time. And you can also see the VIX is actually constantly went up from 10 on 23rd April to uh, until the election results. This is where the premiums would actually go up quite substantially. And then you also have a massive up move on November 6th, I think. November 6th, what happened? Not very sure. Uh, Maybe Ukraine war or whatever, something happened that time. And then right now, today is also up a little bit. So this will only give a bit of an indication. Ideally, if you are a seller, you would you would sell when the VIX is up. If you are a buyer, you would actually buy when the VIX is low. But that's again, we do not know whether the premiums are going to go up or not. All right, let's go back to the trades for now. Okay, I think there is nothing much happening, and maybe because we're not doing much, it doesn't make sense to spend a lot of time on the live stream. I would actually cut down the stream, and then I think this can probably give an opportunity for buy. I'm not very sure. Let's see. Let's wait for some time. I think the next candle at least opens above this one. So I think there was absolutely no decay even as of now, right? So there was the lowest it went here. $47.1. Yeah, technically there was no decay at all. So it has to this Butler's triangle, it has to come to about 122 to show decay. But right now there is absolutely no decay. Yeah, I think this also, there is no decay. If somebody this is long straddle, right? If somebody has done the long straddle to 96, they would have got about 20 points. This is also above VWAP for now. True, bye doesn't make any difference. All right, so yeah, I'm guessing because there is no expiry today, a lot of buyers might be bringing up more premiums to spike up the prices. So there could be more buyers than the sell. I mean, obviously that would be the case any day, but today it could be a bit more. Mr. Dinesh, very good morning. All right, so there is nothing happening in the market, so I will probably stop the live stream, and then and also positional trades are definitely boring. You do not see much of an excitement. I will try to log in a little later in the day, and until such a time, have a great remaining day. Bye bye.